pyonephrosis. Pyonephrosis is a term somewhat loosely applied to cover two differing conditions. One of these is the relatively acute condition developing as the result of retention combined with infection. The retention causes dilatation of the kidney. The infection, while not sufficiently acute to cause any very marked acute renal parenchymatous changes, usually produces a relatively thick pus within the kidney pelvis and a relatively rapid sclerosis of the kidney parenchyma. If such a case is operated upon early, the kidney is found embedded in a thick edematous mass of perirenal fibrolipoma. The organ itself is much distended. The ureter, as a result of dilatation, thickening of its walls, and perirenal adhesive inflammation, may be as big round as the finger. On section, thick pus flows from the dilated renal pelvis. The renal parenchyma shows marked lesions of chronic pyelonephritis, perhaps interspersed with foci of acute infection. Figure 68, pyonephrosis. The kidney is reduced to a multilocular suppurating cavity. The other, or chronic type of pyonephrosis, is the result either of a mild infection in a dilated kidney or simply the end phase of severe chronic pyelonephritis. In such cases, though the renal pelvis be considerably dilated, the parenchyma is so much shrunken that the total mass of kidney may be actually smaller than the normal. Usually, however, it is much larger than normal and may attain enormous size. The dilated pelvis is often only a scar in which it is impossible to distinguish where pelvis ends and kidney begins. The fibrolipomatous perinephritis assumes enormous proportions so that the kidney lies embedded in a dense fatty capsule which may be several centimeters thick. Indeed, on section it may be found that the very renal parenchyma itself has been replaced by fat, so that in the most extreme cases of this type, the kidney pelvis is capped, not by renal parenchyma, but by its semblance in lobules of dense yellow fat.